It is Thursday. It is the 17th of April. I'm Monita Rajpal. This is CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Our top stories today. Ian Sori, the captain of the sunken South Korean ferry, apologized to the families of his passengers, saying he had no words. More than 34 hours after a distress call was sent, a rescue operation continues, but many say only a miracle will save anyone still not found. 9 people are now confirmed dead, and almost 300 are still missing. Further adding to the anger towards the ferry company, CNN's affiliate in South Korea, YTN, says the ferry Wall that sank had 46 lifeboats, but just one was deployed. Most of the passengers on board that ferry were high school students who were on a field trip to the resort island of Jeju. Many have been recounting the moment the disaster struck at a time that was supposed to be joyful. CNN's Paula Hancock joins us now from Jindo in South Korea with more on that. Paula?
Well, Monita, dozens of relatives are still here at Jindo Harbour, desperately waiting to find out if their child is alive.
Indeed. Paula, thank you. Paula Hancock's there live for us from Jindo in South Korea. As the search effort goes on, people are discussing the tragedy online. Many are expressing anger about the report on the lack of lifeboats deployed. Well, we've been hearing about the inclement weather conditions right now in that coast off of South Korea, which is hampering the rescue operations right now. Mari Ramos is at the World Weather Center with a little bit more on that. Mari?
Yeah, the weather definitely took a turn for the worst across this area, but we're starting to see the tail end of these nasty conditions that we're moving through.
Mari, thank you for that. Fresh violence in Ukraine. The country's interior minister said fighting broke out overnight at a military base in the southeast of the country. 300 people stormed a military base in Mariupol. A shootout left 3 pro-Moscow separatists. Our team is on the ground. Nick Payton-Walsh is monitoring the situation in Donetsk. Well, we've also got Reza Sayeh in Geneva, where high-level talks between diplomats are underway. We'll get to Reza in just a moment, but first, Nick, let's go to you and paint us a picture of what's happening today on the ground.
Well, a lot of activity possibly choreographed around this Geneva meeting, which Moscow for a while wasn't even sure.
Well, Nick, let's take everyone now to Geneva and CNN's Reza Sayeh. Reza, so there are expectations are there for something to come out of these high-level diplomatic talks, but many are saying the expectations are pretty low that there will be any good results.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most optimists among us will say at least they're sitting down, but certainly based on what's happening in Ukraine and things escalating in eastern Ukraine, expectations
Thank you, Reza Sayeh, live for us there from Geneva. You're watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. They're talking in Geneva, but Russia's president in Moscow is also talking. He says he had no choice but to annex Crimea. You're watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. I'm Monita Rajpal. Vladimir Putin insists Russia never planned to annex Crimea. The Russian president made that claim during his 12th annual marathon question and answer session. It's going on right now. These are live pictures that you are seeing on your screen. Mr. Putin says Moscow wanted to build a relationship with Ukraine, but he added the threat of a civil war prompted Crimea's people to ask Russia for help. Well, let's get more on what Mr. Putin has been saying. Diana Magny joins us now live from the Russian capital with that. Diana?
Hi, Monita. Yes, well, the session is now nearly in its 3rd hour, and the first
Diana, thank you. Diana Magny there live for us from Moscow. Let's update you now on the search for missing Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Australian officials say an oil slick that was detected in the search area over the weekend is not aircraft engine oil or hydraulic fluid. The Bluefin 21 submersible drone completed its first full mission on Wednesday. Its first 2 efforts were cut short by glitches and revealed nothing significant. The Bluefin has now mapped out 90 square kilometers of the ocean. We're also following developments in Oscar Pistorius' murder trial. Court has just adjourned until May 5th at the prosecution's request. The prosecution has just finished cross-examining defense forensic expert Roger Dixon. You are watching CNN News Central live from Hong Kong. We'll be right back. watching CNN News Centre live from Hong Kong. Britain's Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are busy on day 2 of their tour of Australia. They met Prime Minister Tony Abbott in Sydney earlier. They also travelled to the Blue Mountains west of Sydney. They spoke to survivors of last year's bushfires, and they got a first-hand look at one of the Blue Mountains' best-known sites, the renowned Three Sisters Rock Formation. Well, let's bring in CNN's royal correspondent Max Foster. He joins us now live from Sydney. So it's a jam-packed visit that they've had so far, and it continues to be that way.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit of a frightening moment as well, though, today, Monita, because we're up there in the Blue Mountains.
Well, it seems to be working indeed. Max, thank you very much. Max Foster there live for us from Sydney. And you're watching CNN News Centre. I'm Monita Rajpal live at CNN Hong Kong. We'll join our partner network, CNN US, after the short break.